Okay, yeah. Here we are. Let's see. Suppose you're a Drummond trader and you come into the office in the morning and you see this strong move up in the 10-year note. Okay, we've been in this long downstream, and now we get a sudden move to the upside. And it's distinctly new energy we've blocked. Had a distinct trend run down. We blocked. What's going on here? Well, let's take a closer look at this chart. Okay, I've blown up the daily chart so we can look at it a little closer and see all the little elements that we want to monitor here. First thing we notice is that the strong energy is blocked up and as a PL dot push off the daily, off the weekly envelope bottom and pushing up towards the weekly PL dot. Very strong move, big range, strong upflow closing near the top. This is nearby resistance, broke through that very handily, stopped at the 5-2 up here, the daily 5-2, exhausting into a weekly resistance in the weekly PL dot in a downtrend. It's a classic situation. Lower time period exhausting into higher time period resistance on the upside. So that's very common. What do we expect coming up next? Well, on the face of it, we'd be seeing, we've been paying attention to the weekly downtrend, and that this is going to push the next bar down. That's on the face of it. Okay, we see that resistance for tomorrow has moved up to here. This is the next day's 5-2. In nearby resistance. If this is a typical exhaust move, we might expect that to hold and pull back down here to gather more energy from the daily PL dot. We see dots swinging very distinctly, right down here and then up, and dots swinging. So that would be the first thing we'd look for. We're in long-term congestion action. Another way of looking at this is just come back into this range here. Excuse me for moving the chart around on you. It's just come back into this range. So like this is a range that we've been in, and the price has basically got below this and just came back into it. So on balance, I wouldn't be deceived and I wouldn't be seduced by the idea that this is going to keep on going and just go screaming to the north side. But it's new energy. New energy needs to be considered as to the quality of the flow as it happens. I'd be watching the quality of the flow on the lower time period on the hourly, and see. Conventional analysis would say that the next day would bring us maybe up in here and back down into here as a range. If it jumps down in here, we know that the bigger picture is pushing down very strongly, and that's going to continue. But as we know in the big picture, the world is kind of concerned that the tightening is running too fast, and maybe a little reaction to that. So that's kind of what we see on this time frame. We'll take a quick peek at the higher time frames. I'll just go very briefly to the weekly. Weekly just shows a continuing thrust to the downside. Very normal refresh from zone 2, the bottom of zone 2 up to the PL dot. The only thing is that we're a long way away from the monthly PL dot. It's a long way away, and that is means that there's going to be some stress here for a refresh. So yeah. As I move the charts around here, it takes me a second to kind of get oriented. On the monthly chart, such a strong move down. It's intact where you expect more to the downside. It's a very powerful down move. It's reinforced by the quarterly move down as well. This is the bottom of the quarterly envelope right here. So it would be normal to see the market catch its breath, come up and receive more energy to push on down further. This down move is still intact though. So on balance, we're going to see maybe a little more to the upside, but basically this down move is intact, in my opinion, subject to revision at any given moment, depending on what happens.